Hello everyone. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're in the PMDG 737-700 passenger version. And we're currently in Los Angeles and we are heading to Vegas, baby. Let's jump into the aircraft and get it powered up and let's get on our departure. So first things first, we need to get the battery on. That's not going to be there. Battery. There's battery. And once battery's on, I already do have ground power connected. As we can see, it's available here. And I'm in the pit power, as you can see, just outside the aircraft here. So, let's flick on ground power. There we go. Aircraft coming to life. Right, let's get the upper overhead. Let's get the IRS all aligned. So we go to nav, on DC, and then headings, and then align. There we go, very good. Let's go down the panel. Fuel damper can come on. We'll do fuel pumps in a moment. All that looks good. Battery guarded. Standby power guarded. Generators obviously will go into APU for engine stop, but that's not just yet. Let's put a little bit of backlight on the overhead. Emergency exit lights can come on. Let's turn that on, and seat belts can come on. Wipers are in park position, that's good. Window heats. Hydraulic pumps can come on. That all looks okay there. Let's put the logo light on. Wheel well can go on as well. Air conditioning. That all looks okay for now. Okay, brilliant. Right, let's start loading up the FMC. There we go, go to the dual screen mode. So, we need to go into... We need to load up the plan, don't we? So, we need to enter our IRS position. So, position in it. Reference airports, we are at KLAX. We are at gate 64. And the last current known position here, it matches the gate, so it's okay. Last position or the other one we can copy into the scratch pad. Let's enter that into there. Very good. Route, I have already filed the route into the PMDG system. So let's go to... Is it that one? Yep, that's the one. We've got 6 flights in there. And we are looking for KLAX to KLAS. Here it is. Select that flight plan. Let's select that. Let's just wait for a moment for that to load in. There we go. And click load. Well, that's loading. Let's go onto the other screen and let's start getting passengers on board. So we go into ground services. Let's just clear that. Message. Activate, execute the flight plan. Right, that should be in. Yeah, I see something, but we'll come back to the flight plan in just a moment. I need to get some weights and balances in here because they'll take some time to load. So we need to do next page. Fuel. Okay, fuel. So let me bring up the flight plan. And I've got using that in Valanta. So fuel is 6197. So we go to 6197. Oh, no, no, no. No, 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 no. That's 6197 kilograms, and I've just noticed within pounds. I did this last time. PMD setup, aircraft, display, and I think it's the last page. There it is. I'm getting used to it now, aren't I? Okay, there we go. Weight from pounds to kilograms. Cool. Let's go back into the fueling page. And we want to go to 6197. 6197 kilograms. 6197 in, 6197 confirmed. So let's start fueling that. Passengers, we have got, I believe, 117. Let me just check. 117 passengers. I don't think you can see that very well, can you? Let me try and move over a little bit. There we go. So you can see where I'm sort of reading the data from and inputting the data. So 117, let's load those in there, and then let's click start boarding. And then in terms of baggage handling or cargo, what have we got here? We've got 3,200. Is that right? Have we got any more? Is there any other weights anywhere? No? No, I don't think that's right. So we'll just split that. Oh, we've got a little bit of an issue. Let me just go back to main screen. Forward carts hold. So that must be mean there's something interrupting them. Ah, I think it's the fuel truck. I don't think the baggage carts for the front load area can spawn in because of the fuel truck. That's okay. That's no problem. Once fueling's done, we'll get the fuel truck out of here and we'll get the carts loaded in. But we can get the rear one going for now. That all looks good there. Back to page one. Let's just have another quick flick through. Fueling is fueling. Passengers are being loaded onto the aircraft. We've got 50 so far. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. So let's go back to our flight plan. So I can bring it up for you to see today's flight plan. Here it is. So it's only a short flight. I think the flying time is around about an hour, or just under. And as you can see, we've only really got a couple of waypoints in between the SID and the star. So we're departing at LAX. So I specifically chose a SID just to sort of go over the beautiful ocean. And then we've got sharp right-hand turn. I think the cruise altitude is 35,000 in the flight plan, which seems quite high really for such a short flight, but nevertheless we'll give it a go. I know this aircraft does skyrocket, and then we'll be starting our descent. We will monitor the altitude versus where we are, just to see what we do and how we're progressing along the journey, and then into the arrival into Las Vegas. So that's our flight plan, nice and short. So if I go back to here, we've got the flight plans all in. And if we go to legs, there we go, there's just our single waypoint. So let's try and put in departures and arrival to complete the flight plan. So we're going to depart Los Angeles. We are runway runway 25 right, I believe. Even though I did just notice there was no runway loaded in to Navigaph. 25 right is what I did select, but strangely enough, if I go to, let me get Navigraph up here, runway 25 right, and let's try and select, see what that departure looks like. There we go, that looks a bit better. I'll check the flight plan in the FMC as well, just to make sure that's okay. So we go next page, 25 right. And what do we say we're doing? Doing the dark 3. Sid. No transition, I believe. That's just a transition through dark. So I just inputted that there into the FMC. 25 right. And the SID is dark 3. That looks good to me. Let's execute that. And then we'll go to back to departure and arrivals. Arrivals into Las Vegas. We are going to do runway 26 left, and I am going to do an ILS. ILS 26 left. ILS 26 right. Ah, there it is. It escaped me. Then we're going to be doing the RNDR-Z. RNDR-Z2. That is the only one in here. So let's select that. And we're going to transition through urban. That's it. Execute that. Right, let's have a quick look. Let's see what that looks like in here. Oops, a daisy. No, let's keep it at that, and let's flick it over to plan. Then select that view. Let's go to legs. So let's step through it. To depart out. Oh, okay, so we've got a disconnect here. So when we come to let's step it through. So we've got dark here, seemed to be the last one, didn't it? Right, route discontinuities. Okay, so let's maybe type in that to get to the scratch pad, then put that into there. Execute that modification. And I assume then it is that into the scratch pad and put that into there. Execute that. So I can see it building up in the background. I just want to double check that I'm absolutely correct. We've obviously got the arrival into Las Vegas. And then the hold for the missed approach. Let's go back to the start. Legs. Step through it. So out over the ocean, then a right hand turn, that looks better. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Yep, that looks all good to me. I'm fairly happy with that. Turn that back. Right, next. Let's carry on working our way through the FMC. So, FMC. We can request the winds. I have pressed it. I don't know if it's just takes a little bit of time. No, it doesn't like that, does it? Show the page of the flight plan. Okay, let's go back to here. Performance. Let's see if we're finished loading yet. I can put it down from SimBrief, but I do want to check that the fuel truck's finished. Then get the baggage on, get that all finished so the aircraft is loaded, and then we'll do our centre of gravity. Let's load that in from SimBrief. That looks good. Yeah, flight level 350 seems quite high. Transition altitude is 18,000, so that also doesn't seem right, does it? Let me confirm that here. Oh, it is right. It is correct. Yep. The transition altitude. Let's get bring it up here. Transition altitude on the chart for this area is 18,000, so that is absolutely correct. Okay. Let's go over the page. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to mess with anything there. Let's have a look at how our fuel's done. So fuel's done, so we can now release the fueling truck, and that should then bring the other loader on then. Passengers are all on, so we can release the passenger bus and we can release the 2 stairs. Let's wait for those animations to finish, and there we go. There's our that's our missing bags. Right, so that's all good, everything's all shut up there, and then we need to start loading the front now, so let's start that one. I suppose we can release the rears now, can't we? We're done with those. Detach him. Very good. So let's get back to takeoff, flaps 5. And this is where I wanted the aircraft to finish loading before we do the centre of gravity, just so we make sure it's correct. And then we can do our speeds. While I'm here, I will go and get some weather. So, runway winds. Let's go to the weather app here. Let's see if we can get it here. So we have got, I haven't got live weather, so let's turn live weather on. Meters. LAX, and there's our weather information. So the winds are 240 degrees at 7 knots. 240 /07. Runway slope. let me have a look on the old charts. Airport. What way did we say? 25 right. Oh, it's got down in here 24 right. Oh, what did we put in here? Let me have a quick look in here. Departure. Activated there. 25 right. Oh, so I've got it. It's not correct in Navigraph then. Selected the wrong one. 25 right. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. So just to sort of match the two up. Okay, so I'm okay with that. Right now, okay. So sorry about that. So let's go back to the chart. 25 right. Beautiful. So this end of the air runway is elevation of 94. Foot on this end is 115. So there is a slight slope on it. I'm not gonna sort of worry about that. But if you wanted to put the percentage of slope, you'd obviously just do the maths of 1 divided by the other times by 100. But I'm being lazy. Let's get back to the FMC. Where was I? Oh, I think I was back in any reference. There we go. What was it asking for then? It was asking for me to confirm. I've got to execute that. Right, okay. Next. Takeoff performance. Are we finished loading yet? Nearly there. 1280. And target's 1599. Which will then be able to establish our centre of gravity. Runway heading is 251. It's got written here. And confirm 251. So while I remember, let's put that into here. (251). Takes forever to go round. 251, and we'll do this side as well. Cruise altitude we need to do for cabin pressurization. We said 35,000. Landing altitude. Let me go to our Vegas chart. Here we go. Runway 26 left. 26 left is here. Holy moly. 2048. Wow. Oops. 2048. There you go. That's close enough. So that's all set. Let me have a look at the restrictions. On the way out. Let me pull Navigraph back up, it's alright. Let's overlay onto the flight plan, okay, above 8,000, no more than 12,000. So it looks like if we set 12,000 first, we can't hit above that ceiling until that right turn. And then we can carry on going. let me just have a quick look in the flight plan in the FMC to see if those restrictions are in. Yeah, I think they are. I think they are in. So it should hold us there. Okay, so it should be okay just to go for cruise in here. Oops, keep forgetting to turn that off. Bad streamer. Sorry. Three, 5. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. 35,000. And we can turn the flight directors on while we're here. So that all looks good to go. Let's go back into the FMC. So N1 limit, done that, done that. Have we finished loading? Yes, we've finished loading. So we can release 4 carts and release the loader. Just turn the music down. Sorry, I did turn that back up briefly. Right, now we can click on center of gravity, and it says we've got a center of gravity of 24.9. I don't have a performance calculator, so I am just relying on this, to be fair. I think PMDG are currently in development of an electronic flight bag, like the tablet that normally goes over here. So because they are developing that tablet, I'm assuming they'll put their standard performance stuff on there. Right, so let's put that in there, and that says we need a trim of 4.94. So we'll set trim just before we roll out. We put the winds in. So we've got a V1 of 117, rotate at 122, V2 is 131. So it's quite a low speed. Atlanta. My flight plan, sorry. Takeoff weight 56.8, and it's got here takeoff weight 56.4. So very, very close. So I'm okay with that. I'm all good with that. I think we are nearly ready. Let's go to index. Yeah, so after takeoff there's approach. Performance is all in. Happy with that. Cruise winds we'll get while we're up there. N1 limit. Again, I don't have any sort of performance calculators, but if we want to sort of derate the engines, but we'll give you the beans on the way down the runway. And performance takeoff is all set, so I think we're ready to sort of get switching things on and getting out of there. Right, so let's just check everything around the aircraft. Oh, we do still have one service left, ground service, that we forgot to switch off, and that is the kind people that are doing the disgusting job of clearing the toilets out and flushing all the waste. So let's get back in. Let's go here. Lavatory, there it is. So let's release the lavatory. There we go, stink pipe's gone. And this team should be on the move. There we go. Right, they're gone. So I'm happy that ground services are away. I reckon we can start the APU now. I do. So to start the APU, let's turn the fuel pump on. Or turn the rear left on. Then we've got to go here. Hydraulic pumps are on. That's okay. Here it is, sorry. APU. Start. There you go, needle's moved. go and try and hear the sounds outside. Yeah, baby. Beautiful sounds. And that needle's obviously gone up and settled. Here we go. So we can now do get onto the buzz. That's flicked over. So now we are running on the APU. Let's put the bleed on. And we can disconnect from ground power. That's going to be in here, isn't it? Page 1. Release ground power. Let's set parking brake. Parking brake set, and we can turn the chocks off. That's all good. Well, I think we're ready to roll back and do engine start, I think. Before I do, I will just check the checklists. So it says in the checklist for before start procedure. Yeah, we're okay with that. LNAV if needed. I didn't think I could select those at this stage. LNAV, VNAV, and I can. Okay. They're done. Initial heading, yeah, I'll put that in 251. Initial altitude, yeah, I'll put that in, but we're going to climb to 35,000. Exterior doors closed. Confirmed. Left side, yes. And right side, yes. They're confirmed. Fuel panel. There for these pumps, so I'll just turn the rest of those on now. Anti-collision lights. Here they are. Yep, check. And trim. So trim we said is 4 point something, didn't we? Let's just double check those numbers. 4.94, so 5 basically. Let's come back to the trim wheel. Let me just zoom in because I can't quite see that. There it is. I'm just holding a button. I've got a shortcut on my joystick, my side stick even. There we go, 5, that'll do. So trim is done. We need the next page. Flight deck door is closed and locked. I don't think you can actually open it on this version, can you? No, we can't open it. But what we can do, if we do want to go into the cabin, we can come with our little drone. Oh, look at that. I think that's awesome. I don't think that drone's in focus, is it? Yeah, it said it should be in focus. Whoops. Fully modelled cabin, very, very nice. And also the really cool blue lighting, I think, is pretty neat. Anyway, let's get back to the cockpit. So yeah, quantity check pumps on. That's done. Passenger signs, auto, we've already done that. Windows are locked, yes. MCP, read speed, heading. Speed is currently set to 100, but that will go to Toga. Heading is 251 and altitude 350. Takeoff speeds, we have checked those already. Yeah, Rudder and aileron trim. Yep, 3 and 0. That's down here. Maybe just go to this section. Yep, 0 here for rudder. Good with that. Taxi and takeoff briefing. I'm not going to embarrass myself and do that. Anti-collision light. Didn't it ask for us on the previous page about anti-collision lights? Yeah, let's go and check that actually. Yeah, it says there. Anti-collision light on. And it's got it here as well. Anti-collision light on. I assume they're the same thing. Oh well, okay. Engine start. So, air conditioning pack is switched off. Engine pack is switched off. Yet left and right, they're off. And then we go to ground and start. So I reckon we're good for pushback. Pre-plan it. Let's do let's go there, and then let's request the pushback. Any pushback? No. Where's that pushback truck? Really? No pushback truck? Or have I got a bit of a glitch? Where there is one, but he's just not showing. Let me release the parking brake and see what it does. Oh, yeah, we've got the new version of the pushback truck now. It's a little bit of an invisible one. There should there should be one there, but for some reason it's not spawned in. Oh well, at least it's pushing us back. So what did it say? We need to go to ground, so we'll do right engine, that's on ground. Wait till it gets to 25%, and then we'll introduce fuel. There's 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, introduce fuel. Lovely, lovely. And the igniter switches switched over automatically, which is good. Right, left engine, send that to ground. That should start spinning like that. Then we need to jump in, wait till that gets to 25%. And then we put some fuel in. 24, 25. Fuel. Very good, very good. That's all starting up nicely. This is going to ask me to put a park brake on, so let's put that on. And then the imaginary pushback truck will disconnect and go away. I don't know what my Google Nest was talking to me then. I thought someone was behind me. So we've got 2 good engine starts. That looks good. Clear master caution, no more warning lights. Let's carry on the checklist. So engine start, we've done that. At 25%, engine start lever. So we did that. Before checklist, so now we want generator 1 and 2 switches need to go to on. So here's generator 1. Oh, no, not that way. On. That's done. Probe switches, they can go to on. Probes, okay, check. Wing anti-ice switch as needed, I'm going to leave those off. Check. And engine anti-ice switch, again, leave that off. Pack switches need to go to auto. Auto, check. Can you hear the air conditioning coming in now? Isolation valve switch needs to go to auto, check. Apu Bleed air can come off. Turn it off. Engine starter switches to continuous or auto. I don't have an auto features here, so we'll go continuous. Engine start levers to idle detent. Yeah, my thrust levers are idle. Let me just check that that's what it... Ah, no, that's not what it means, is it? Yeah, they're at idle. There's these levers down here. I can see that. Right, flaps. Takeoff flaps. Let's see if we can get a good camera to show the flaps going down. There's one behind the wing. Yeah, there we go. So let's go to here and let's go flaps down. And that needs to go to 5. There we go. Lovely. Let's continue the checklist. Transponder. We're not going to be doing any squawking. So I think the code is 2000, is it? For being nervous to go onto that sim. 2000. But we will flip that over across. Okay, check, done. For taxi, generators are on. Ah, got ya. Right, so understand about the what was the other thing? It double checks us the anti-collision lights. So there's the procedure, but there's the checklists. Right, I understand. Promises isn't my first time in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I just don't really use checklists very much. So generators on, yes. Pro-P on, yes. Anti-ice, no. Done. Auto brake RTO. Wow, that wasn't on the procedures, was it? I suppose that's why it's a check. Engine start levers done. Yeah, flight controls checked. Okay, we can do that. I'll do that from outside the aircraft. We'll do right aileron. Yep, looks good. Left aileron. Looks good. Elevation up. Elevation down. Left rudder. Oh. Why is my rudder not working? I will check for some reason my rudder pedal light is not on. So I will be back in just a moment. Let me just try and see if I can figure out why my rudder's not working. And the power might have come disconnected from the PC for some reason, so bear with me, let me just check that. Let me just put this on. There we go. Be 2 seconds. Oh, I don't know what happened there. They were plugged in, so I've just taken them back out and plugged them back in, but that is why we do checks, I suppose, eh? Right, let's get back to it, sorry. So let's now check my rudder pedals. Right rudder, there we go, that's better. And left rudder. How about that? If we didn't do that checklist, I wouldn't have known. Now I've got the cable dangling on my feet. Okay, bear with me 2 secs. There we go. Right, move the cable out of the way. I have to make that a bit tidier. I don't know why that was. I know me dog sometimes has a ferret around under the desk, but anyway, sorry about that. But good checklist there. That's done. Ground equipment is all clear. Yep, we can have a little bit of a visual check. Yeah, everything looks good to me. That's done, and that's just before a takeoff checklist, and then we've got an after takeoff checklist. Right, so I reckon we're good to go. Runway 25. Right, let's pull the sheet up for just a second. So we're going to go out and we'll go on, travel down the Charlie, trying to turn at Charlie 3 and then left onto Bravo, and then we'll probably hold short at Foxtrot. I reckon that'll be the route we take. Go, let me get my feet on my pedals, get my throttle somewhere close. And yeah, let's tap the brakes and let's start going. Park brake on. There we go, and there they're working. Park brake on. We can also turn the APU off as well, can't we? APU can come off. Taxi lights. Taxi lights can go on. That looks okay there.
James subscribed to the channel.
Much love, James. Thank you very much for the subscription. Right, so let's tap the brakes, turn the park brake off, and let's apply some power, and let's get out of here. Is that because of where we're going, James? Alright. What's ground speed 3? So we need to go a bit quicker than that, don't we? So I'm just throttling back the power with my thrust levers. Let's just put up navigraph, just check where we're going. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So we said we'll stick to Charlie until Charlie 3, and then we'll transfer to Bravo. So I'm putting a little bit of left pedalling on my rudder pedals, even, sorry. just to make that turn. Oh, there we go. Came off the track then. Little bit of wing flex there. What are we doing? 9. I'm reading that here, by the way. The ground speed, GS ground speed. I think there's a limit on the chart. I think it's about 13, is it? So let's apply a little bit more power. And then let's back it off again. So my thrust levers are set to idle on my my little throttle body. My throttle unit even, sorry. So approaching Charlie 5. A bit of a change in weather there then. There we go, so you can just see on the map. On the airport chart. And we don't want this turn, we want the next one. So not this right turn, the next one. That's it, so not this one. We have lost a little bit of speed, so let's just put a little bit more into the thrust levers. So Charlie 3, I can just see it on the right hand side there as you pass C3. So we're going to transition onto the Bravo taxiway here. So that's a right turn. Tell you what we haven't set. We haven't set air pressure, and we need to do that. So we'll set air pressure whilst we're holding short of the runway. There we go, 25 right, this direction. Let's apply a little bit of power. Here we go. It's a bit cloudy, isn't it? Coming up to Foxtrot on the right. Which is here. Actually, I think we should probably be better holding on the next right turn, which is Bravo 1 here. Well, there's also a cargo area here as well. It's quite cool. We'll remember that for some cargo runs that we do. Yep, so I'll turn, not this one, sorry, not Foxtrot, we'll turn on Bravo 1. don't crash. I felt a bit of a stutter then. So let us apply a bit of brake. And this is the hold short line. Let's put the parking brakes on. Oh, there we go, disconnected, but they are now connected. Yep, parking brake is on. So we said we need to do pressure. Let's get the weather. And select LA. Air pressure, air pressure, air pressure. Altimeter 29901. We're at 29902, so it's not much difference, but we'll just come down one for the sake of being accurate. There you go, 29901. So I'm happy with the air pressure. I think we're ready to line up and go. So let's put landing lights on. Just do another quick pass of the overhead. Make sure we're all happy there. Yeah, that looks all good to me. Right then, let's go. Tap the toe brakes. LNAV and VNAV are selected. There we go. Let's try and get a decent line up. Oh, I don't think that's too bad, is it? Did you have a look how we did? Oh, terrible. But I do think I went rolling off then. Oh, I haven't lined up very well at all, have I? Oh well. Right, let's take the engines up to 40%. There we go, stable, give it the beans. Toe go. Yeah, check. Got a right rudder.
80 knots.
Yeah, check.
V1. Rotate.
Rotate.
V2.
Oh my word, look how quickly that shot up.
Positive rate of climb.
Okay, gear up. It's a little bit of hand flying. And then let's turn on 8 speed. Bit cloudy. Okay, speed's increasing nicely. Altitude's increasing nicely. Let me just turn those aircraft down, their sounds down ever so slightly. And we now need to go for flaps, notch up. We do seem to be over-speeding a wee bit. It's meant to hold us at 230 knots, but we're at 253. There we go, that's coming back down. Come on, keep coming. Ah, okay, it's changed now to 250. And it looks like we're holding around about there, that's okay. We are banking at what that's at, 12 degrees, something like that. And it did say we have to hold at 8,000. I think it said. On the way out, according to the SID. Let me just pull that up. Here we are. Ah, sorry, no more than 12,000. Yeah. Just before that, this big right turn here, and you should be able to see it actually. Let me be a good streamer, and so you can get the main screen back on. There we go. That should be it. If I click data, it also gives me a sort of rough time on when we're going to arrive at that point. Turn traffic on, get the range rings going. Reach 10,000 now, so landing lights can come off. Retract those, and then turn those off. Taxi lights can come off. So it does show that our rate of incline is coming down, which would suggest it is going to hold us at 12,000. Oh no, it's going back up. I am expecting it to hold us here. There we go, now it's coming down. Yeah, so the data in the flight plan was correct. That is, that's now leveling us off now. So this indicator now is coming down just nicely to level us off at flight level 120. But speed, oof, speed's increasing alarmingly. I tell you what a rookie mistake that is. Didn't enable the auto throttle. What a rookie. Anyway, auto throttle is enabled. I can immediately hear the engines have backed off, and I can see the engines are backing off. So now we are correcting that. So no wonder that was trying to rapidly climb. Tut tut. Auto brakes can come off for rejected takeoff. Let's have a look at the checklist. Before takeoff, yeah, we did those. After takeoff, engine bleeds on. That's on the overhead. Engine bleeds are on, that's checked. Packs are to auto, yep, they're to auto, checked. Landing gear up and off. It is up, but it's not off, so let's flick that down into its middle position. Confirmed. Landing gear, oh, that's what we've just done. And flaps are up, no lights. And I can see that through this indicator here. There we go, there's the flap indicator, and it's pointing to the up position. And obviously we can also confirm that because I can see it up. That's a nice turn. And a nice view. I know, James, rookie error. I didn't see it though in any checklist. No, I was following a checklist. Let me just put it up. I don't actually see. Oh, actually, yeah, it does. It blatantly does, doesn't it? And I know what I've done. I skipped that checklist where it goes to ask you to put flight directors on, which are here, the little flight director switch. Here and here. And it would have said at the same time auto throttle, but I didn't do that. I only started the checklist from engine start. It's my bad. But at least we noticed. So we now started to climb. If I bring up the chart, not quite following it perfectly, but obviously turn angle is a little bit more kinder than it is in this chart. It's quite obviously quite an unachievable turn, that is. But that'll bring us back on track, and we are past the waypoint dark, where it asks us to be no higher than 12 flight level 120. But because we're past that now, we're going to carry on climbing. Air pressure is now in amber. That means it needs to go to standard because our transition altitude is now past 18,000, which we set in the FMC. So click standard, and it goes green. So we're now on standard air pressure. And now above the clouds, very nice. Really good shot of the mountains in the background that we're flying towards to go up and over. Microsoft Flight Simulator certainly is the leader in that aspect. I have got a hood, but I don't use it in the day because I just can't see any data on it. Even when I sort of turn the brightness down here, it's too light outside. I can't read it. If I zoom up right up close, I can get an understanding of what it's telling me, but I just can't in the daylight, so I'll get that out of the way. Right, if we go into now our checklist again, let's just confirm after takeoff checks done. Yep, flaps up, no lights, tick that, and the next one is for a descent, but I don't think we're at that point. We can check it though. So if I go into the FMC, let's go to progress. So on the progress page, we've got 226 miles to go to the destination, and we'll get there at 16:57 Zulu, so just before 5 PM. What's the time now? Time now is 16:19 Zulu. Pardon me. So we'll be probably starting our descent in about 20 minutes or so. It does actually tell us that, I think, on the time to descent. That's ETA to that next waypoint. There we go. To top of climb. We'll be there in 40 nautical miles at the top of climb, and it will be there at 16:24 Zulu. So we'll reach our cruise altitude in 5 minutes. We're above 25 flight level 250, so 25,000 feet. So let us turn the seatbelt signs off and let the passengers all walk around and clatter one another. Wheel well light can come off, logo light can stay on, and position strobe and steady, that should have come on at the runway, so I did forget that one. Oops. And that will be the beacons on the top of the aircraft and at the bottom of the aircraft. Here, these ones. So that flashing beacon there, and there should be one on the belly. Yeah, there it is. Wow. James, yeah, I assume you mean sort of like flight controls, yeah? For flight wheel. So yeah, I do. Yeah, I have a Thrustmaster TCA officer's pack, which is a side stick, so it's like a joystick, but it's an Airbus edition. But obviously you can use it for the for any aircraft really. And I've also got the corresponding throttle. So let me sort of pull it up here. Let me get the old Tinterwed open. Thrustmaster TCA Officer Pack Airbus Edition. That's the one. There you go. We'll go to images. There you go. That's the set I have. They're really cool. Really add to the immersion. Really adds to the immersion really well. I did have a little cheaper stick with no throttle, and the stick actually had a little throttle on it, just like this one has. So this little black sort of button just below the base of the joystick, that's actually an axis, so you can move that back and forward to keybind it to thrust. But because I have the thrust levers, I actually keybind this to speed brakes. So for example, if I pull that little lever that I've got on my joystick, that pulls these speed brakes and arms them out, which is the speed brakes here, and then just push them back up. So yeah, no, it definitely adds to the immersion for me, for the side stick and throttle levers. Really adds to the immersion. It's really good. Definitely recommend them. There is a Thrustmaster Boeing edition, because obviously this is a yoke, and the Airbus edition that I have is a side stick. So you can get, let me just pull the old tint web back up, Thrustmaster Boeing yoke. There we go. So you can get this version, but as you can see, the price is, yeah, no, that's a bit it's a bit too much for me at the moment. But you can get this version as well. But they are quite expensive. Perhaps another upgrade in maybe a year or so, maybe. But I really like the side stick. I'm looking forward. There's an aircraft coming out from Phoenix Simulations. So that audio warning means I'm 1,000 off my cruise altitude. I am looking forward to a release of the Airbus A320 from Phoenix Simulations. That's just on a next level, absolutely on a next level. So I'm going to probably purchase that on release. I think it's on pre-release at the moment. But when I release it, or when Phoenix Simulations release it, I will buy it, and obviously my side stick and throttle will integrate a little bit better with that aircraft, because on the on the throttle, sorry, there are a few Airbus controls in terms of engine start switches and so forth. So there is some on there. Let me just have a quick look where our top of descent is when I need to start looking to descend. Let's just zoom out. There it is there. So that TD is top of descent, and that's in, I think I've got this on 80 mile range. So there's the 40 mile range ring. So what, just 55, 60 miles, something like that, we'll be doing our top of descent. So because that will come up quite quick, I'm just going to go into the descent page, go into forecast, and I'm going to request the windage, the winds for our descent. So if I hit request, that will come up with load in a moment. There we go, load. So let's load those in. And we've got a little light here for execute, so we'll execute that command. There we go. So we've now got the wind direction and the wind power. So at flight level 250, it will be 286 degree direction at 26 knots. It says here transition altitude is 18,000. I can check that. Well, I think I can check that anyway. We'll bring up the charts again. Let's go on to here. I bet it's going to say as guided by ATC or something like that. Yeah, it does, yeah. So transition as per ATC, which is pretty typical. But I'm not on VATSIM, which is a live network where you can actually talk to real people and they do control the airways, which I think is really really cool. So we'll just keep an eye on that top of descent. We are at our cruise altitude now, and as soon as we do hit that figure, I suppose we can actually stop, because we are at our cruise altitude now. I can start assigning and setting the altitude we need to be at when we pick the glide slope up. So I'll bring the charts back up and then bring the ILS approach up. If I overlay that actually onto our little journey, that's where we are now, and as you can see we are coming quite close, so it's a fairly short flight. So at Shand here, that's where we're going to intercept the glide slope onto runway 26 left, and it's an ILS approach. So at Shand we need to be it says here a mandatory 4,800, and it says reeling it needs to be at 3,800. So I'm gonna sort of split the difference, I think, and we'll call it what, 4.2, something like that. So let's set that in here now. So altitude, let's bring that all the way down. Four, 4.2. I'm happy with that. So as soon as the aircraft passes this point here, it should start its descent. That scenery is awesome. So we're approaching our top of descent now. Let's zoom in a little bit. There we are. I also haven't set the clock as well. But that's okay. I'm sort of tracking the time between the progress page and the actual time. Yeah, there we go. Top of descent in 3 miles. Then we'll start making our way down. And there we go. Then we started our descent. Aircraft's coming down nicely. Look at that scenery. Very nice. Suppose we could do our descent checklist. So we'll get that up now. Descent. Pressurization, landing altitude, we've already set that. That's down here. So I'm happy with that. Landing altitude, that has been set, and I got that information from the chart. Recall done, auto brake as required. Again, I don't have any landing calculation or calculators, so what I will do is just have a quick look at the runway length and just make a bit of a judgment really. So if we go to here, we're doing 26 left, and the runway length is 3,208 meters. That is a decent runway. I reckon if we do sort of auto brake 3, we'll probably look to come off, our target to come off at Alpha 7. But if not, I'll have to apply toe brakes and we'll come off at Alpha 8. And it's a right hand turn, cross runway 8 left, and then we'll try and make a right turn onto Golf, then Charlie, and then we'll go and find one of these gates up here, either B or C. I don't know which one yet, but we'll find somewhere. So auto brakes, we are going to set here. Auto brakes 1, 2, 3. So that's checked. Landing data for minimums. So I haven't set minimums, so that's what we need to do. Let me just minimise that. Let's get the minimum up. So again, we need our charts. Let's go into the 26 left chart. ILS approach minimums is 2269 is what it's saying there. So let us set 2269. If we go here, gosh, we've got quite a way to go. 26312 4. Gotta be scrolling for forever. Let's keep going. I hope I'm putting the right figure in. There is a 200 in brackets next to it, but I always thought it was the figure that's called out in bold. But I will go in what I think. I could be totally wrong. I'm going forever here, aren't I? Can I hold it down that way? What do you say? 2269 to... I could have this completely wrong, by the way. 2269. There we go. So minimums is set, I think. Fingers crossed. We'll find out. Approach briefing. Again, I'm not going to embarrass myself on the internet by doing a captain's approach briefing. So let's just say that's done. Approach checklist. It's only asking us to set the altimeter. So once we reach 18,000 foot or flight level 180, we'll just hit this standard button here, and that'll take us on to the the local air pressure, which we also need to go and get. Let's just go to weather, meter, and we need to select our airport of KLAS. So let's see if that's in this in the list. I don't know if we're close enough to it. KDAG. No, I can't see it just yet. Might need to get a little bit closer, maybe. KFOW. No, not in the list yet. I think when the PMDG finally released the electronic flight bag, which is the iPad, the tablet that is mounted here, that'll have all that information, those performance information, which will be really, really useful. Let's go into, have a quick look at the PFD. Deceleration point is coming up. I'm going to zoom out a little to get a wider picture of the plan. Gosh, there's too much data on there. Can I make that sit? Oh no, it makes it even worse. So our green banana says we should hit our altitude that we set in the MCP here at 4,200 at that point there. So if I fully remember it from here, if I just zoom in a little bit, oh no, you can't see. Does it help if I flick to plan? Yeah, it does. So if I remember the sort of pattern of the arc, it's going to sort of bring us round here and to the left side. I think that banana was sort of around sort of here, wasn't it? So it looks good. It looks good for the final approach. So I'm quite happy with that. And then on the FO side, we'll just increase the range slightly on the FO side. Let's get the checklist back up. I don't think there was any much more to it, was there? We've got an approach, so that just has to set the altimeters. Then we've got a landing. That's got to go to continuous. I think actually they should come to off now, shouldn't they? The engine switches, or the starter switch, but I do flick those back to continuous just before landing. Speed brake should be armed. Landing gear should be down and 3 green lights confirmed. We can do that, and then we've got flaps. So let's set the flaps now for landing. So if we go to there, so we're going to do a flaps 30 landing, and then we need to be at 129 knots for landing. So if I click that button just next to it, that puts it into the scratch pad, and then we need to insert that into here, flap and speed. Click that, and that's all set, ready for landing. So that's looking good. So we've passed flight level 180, 18,000, and it's now asking for to go onto the local altimeter for air pressure. So click standard, and now let's see if we can get it now a little bit closer. There it is, KLS. Let's read the codes. Altimeter 2971. And we are at 2992, so we do need to make an adjustment there. So 2993, 4, 5, 6, and oh, sorry, no, it's going the bloody wrong way. No, 2971. There we go, 71. I should have seen as I was sort of flicking that the altitude was fluctuating. That's obviously the change in the setting of the air pressure. So that's set. Everything all looks okay from that side. We've set up the FMC for the approach, so I'm happy with that. We've set auto brakes, and we're currently at 250 knots. Look at that. That's awesome. It's got to be worth a screenshot of that. That wing flex as well. I don't know if that's coming through on stream, but the wing flex and flight dynamics of this aircraft are just amazing. The developers have done a really good job. I've thoroughly enjoyed learning to fly this this aircraft, and still learning. Alright, we're going to make that right turn now onto our arrival. Everything looking good so far. Runway is out to the left, so if we look outside we should be able to see it. Yep, there's the airport. Oops, hello, sorry, didn't mean to make you feel sick. So the airport's here. And there's our runway. So we're just approaching 10,000 feet, so at this point we turn on landing lights. Turn those on. And we'll get the taxi light on as well as the turn off lights, just for when the nose wheel drops down. And the nose wheel. Excuse me. Look out the window of the aircraft. There's the airport, there's the runway. Awesome. Right, I'm going to start the slowing down the aircraft. It's already started to come down on its own slowly, but it might need a little bit of help. So let's give it some help. So let's start bringing flaps down, and I'm going to bring speed brakes down a little bit. Just to help slow the aircraft down. And you can see the speed brakes sort of engage there. I want to sort of be taking this left-hand turn nice and steady. I'd ideally like to be about 180, which it looks like we should easily achieve. And then we will take on our manual landing. Okay, so we've got down speed, so speed brakes up. We are doing a lot of trimming in the aircraft, but the trim wheel doesn't seem to be spinning around at the same rate that the audio is in my ears, but never mind about it. It's only been a little bit picky, I suppose. We will set the runway heading just in case we need to, and the runway heading for 26 left is 259, so we haven't got too much to go here, so we'll set that to 25. Oops, here we go, 259, and we'll set our course to 259 as well. So we're about to start that left-hand turn. Let's give it another notch of flaps for the turn. Let's see if we can catch that left turn as a passenger. Go on, I thought the turn was a little bit sooner than this. Oh my word, it is. We seem to have completely gone off the beaten track. Why is that? Okay, let's do heading select then. Don't know why it's doing this. No idea. Don't know why it's doing. It's going right. Let's come make the correction. I wonder why that went off. Didn't want it to. It's okay though, we can make the correction. We don't mess that landing up. For some reason, it didn't follow the plan. I wonder if that's because I didn't have approach mode, maybe? I don't know. I'll go back and watch the video and try and work out what went wrong. Let's keep coming round. I think it's 259, wasn't it? No, it's that in here. Oh, looks like we've got a little bit of an error in the plan. I can see it now. So we should have gone direct to, shouldn't we, really? So should we try that now? Direct to... let's go, legs. Ah, we had a vector. That's thrown us out. I didn't see that when we initially set it. So Huxer, yeah. So if we click Huxer to put it in the scratch pad, I did just miss that error message then. Go to previous page, type that in there. Direct to Huxer. Yes. Click OK. And execute, and then we come up to here and click LNAV, and that should put us back on track. Yeah, baby. So we're gonna hit 4,200. Come on, balance yourself out. Around Shand. Then what did we say we needed in the flight in the 26 left chart? Shand is here, so I think we should be still on track. I think we've recovered that. Right, now I'm going to hit approach mode. And I'm going to bring these out. We will start getting ready for landing, so we can put engine to continuous. We're currently at flat 5, and we need to be at flat 30, don't we? Yep, glide slopers picked us up. I think that's overspeed. Pull the brakes out and let's put the landing gear down. So obviously the landing gear helped us with drag. I have got the speed brakes out as well. Let's go to flap 25, is that? Yep. And now let's go to flap 13 just a moment. Let's come down a little bit more first. Turn speed brakes off. But we will arm them. So let's arm them. Ready for our landing. Alright, let's sort of turn the music down a little. Let's let the glide slope take in a little bit more before we take over. Lean nav, L nav. approach.
Radio altimeter.
Okay, it's got out again. So we'll take over. I'm pretty happy to take over anyway. So let's disengage the autopilot, and here we go. Captain's airplane. I have now full control. Oh gosh, I've got a bit of wind I'm fighting here. Come on, let's not mess this landing up. A little bit to the left. Let's try and bring it back on track. To the right and now counter. A little bit low still. Let's try and keep that nose up. Just to try and reduce the rate of descent. Localizer looks good. Still a little bit too low, so I am sort of making concert adjustments to that
1,000.
side stick, just to try and keep that nose flared a little bit, just to try and reduce that rate of descent. I'm now to move to the right, so I now need to be to the left. Go to the left. There we go. Then I'm going to level the nose out now. And all I'm doing is those little magenta diamonds on the PFD. I'm literally just trying to get all those corrections in there now. Right hand is now on my throttles. Sun is a bit blinding, but I think I can get the runway in visual sight. Looks good. Approach looks good. Look okay.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
Sync rate.
Let's start to
50, 40,
flare up.
30, 20,
Let's get it down.
10.
Reverses fully out. Slowing down nicely. Reverses off. Whoa! Welcome to Vegas. Whoa, I didn't mean for you to stop all the way to dead stop. I'll tell you why that was. Because I had the auto brakes still engaged and I forgot to disengage them. There we go. That wasn't too bad, I don't think. Find the click spot for this. We'll take this turn for Alpha 7. Speed brakes can come off, and flaps can go up. There we go. I was happy with that. Wasn't too bad since we had to sort of recover. I'm struggling to see though, it's a bit bright. Any traffic coming? No traffic coming. We'll go and find somewhere over there to park. Get the APU on the go. Let's go and park somewhere over here, right? And in fact, oh, let's just, I'm too busy looking at the chart then. Let us look to go a little bit further on, because these are hole pad 1 and hole pad 2. Let me show you them in. Yeah. Hole pad 1, hole pad 3, sorry. So if we continue on Bravo taxiway, and we'll look to come off around here. Let's see if we can go and get a gate. APU should be up and running now. Turn off lights can come off. Which it is, so let's change over. There we go. Long taxi. I can't see any jetways. Let's see, just slow down a little bit for the turn. Can't see any jetways modelled. It's okay. It is only sort of default scenery. It's no problem. I was sort of pulling on the end there. There we go. And let's apply some toe brakes. And stop. Parking brake is on. Happy with that. Alright then, let's go and turn off the engines. But before I do, we'll put the APU bleed on. Bleed that air in, and let's go and turn the engines off. Sweet. Right, let's go into here. Let's set the chocks. Chocks are set, so therefore my park brake can come off. Because there is absolutely nobody here, let's go and select GPU car. Let's go and get that. Let's go and get the lavatory. Clear out that mess from the passengers but they've left. Let's go and get the stairs. Stairs 1, passenger bus. Stairs 2. Ground power's connected. So we can now switch on ground power. Ground power on. APU can come off. Let's have a look at our checklists. Just for a shutdown approach, we did all that. Yeah, we did do that. We did that. We did that, and we did that. After landing. So we've done that. APU, we've already started it. Probe switches, they should have gone off. That's off. Exterior lights as required. Engine start switches off. They are. Yep, that's off. Auto brake. There we go. That's off. Flap level 0. Yep, checked and confirmed. Transponder. It's easy. Always good to do checklists because I've never done any of this. 1, 2. There we go. Not squawking now. And then shut down. Chocks are in. APU if needed, but we're now on ground power. Don't need to do that. Yet we're on ground power. That's now on. Engine start levers should have been cut off after ground power connected. Right, okay. Fasten seatbelts, of course. Oh, bad pilots. Well, I don't think we even turned them on. We didn't turn them on for the landing. Oh well. I'm pretty sure there'll be a few claims on that flight. Anti-collision lights, they can come off now. Fuel pumps can come off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Galley power switch is needed. Anti-ice, yeah, didn't put that on. Hydraulic pumps. 1, 2, off. Isolation valve switch set to open. That's open. Engine bleed switches, yet they're left on. Air bleed, air switch is on, but I've not got the APU on, so I think that can come off, can't it? Exterior lights as needed. Flight directors off. 1, 2. There we go. So that has a checklist. Fuel pumps are off. Yep. 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 And yeah. Secure procedure. Let's go to upper overheads. Off. 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 That's done. Emergency exit lights. That was here, wasn't it? Off. Window heats off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. And air conditioning off. 1, 2. So that's done, 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 done. Power down. Ground switch off. And battery off. There we go. Aircraft is now all powered down. So, passengers obviously can get off. I'll get the luggage off later. We're going to sort all that, and the passenger exiting through the rear of the aircraft. Awesome. I actually really enjoyed that flight. Oh, it was really cool. I think the weather was a bit bright in my view. I was a little bit struggling to see on that approach and landing, so I was very much relying on the PFD. But no, really enjoyed it. Definitely one to do again once I've got some better scenery. I think really, because I think this airport doesn't really have a lot. Let's just increase that drone speed. Let's go for a quick goosey into Las Vegas. Yeah, standard scenery in it. So nothing too special. It's all default. Airport isn't really modelled in very well, unless it is, and my system just hasn't loaded it. But I'm not too sure. But there's enough scenery to sort of appreciate it's an airport, and it's got some good 3D buildings in, and then those mountains in the background are just absolutely amazing. Right, so I'm going to call it a night there. James, thanks ever so much for the subscription. Really appreciate it. Thanks ever so much for people that tuned in. If you are watching this video back, or this stream back, sorry, as a video, as a VOD, thanks ever so much for clicking on the video and supporting it. Please like and subscribe. I'll be live again tomorrow night, where we're going to do a flight in Australia. Be sure to tune in for that. That's going to be really good. I'm going to really enjoy that one. I think we're going from Sydney to Brisbane, so that'll be a nice flight all up the coast. So I look forward to that. But I am sort of live at least one to two times a week. I try to stream on a Thursday and a Friday evening, UK time. I normally go live around about between 7 and 8 PM. But that does fluctuate a little bit with obviously some personal responsibilities. But yeah, thanks ever so much for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. Please like, please subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys on the next stream. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.